Hey, what's up you guys? This is John Chacon with your bodyweight squat instructional. I'm going to show you some of the key parts of squatting with just your body weight and getting used to it again. For a lot of us, we probably haven't squatted to the ground since we were in grade school or even younger. But if you haven't, don't worry, there's a way to bring you down to that. And so don't be worried if you can't go all the way down quite yet. And I'll show you a way that you can transition to that position. I will also say this, everyone has a different squat position with their feet. Everyone's hips, femurs, lower leg, upper back, lower back are shaped differently. So you're gonna squat differently than your mom, than your friend, than your neighbor. Everyone's gonna be a little bit different. You might have your toes out, you might have your toes forward, you might have a wide stance, you might have a really narrow stance. Find what works for you. I'm just gonna give you some basic guidelines on this to help you with the movement. A lot of the same concepts apply with our front squat, our back squat, and our goblet squat. Whether you're using kettlebells, dumbbells, barbell. A lot of it applies, and I highly recommend starting with the bodyweight squat and getting used to the motion. Learn how to control your body without weight first before you transition. So with the squat, we're gonna start from a fully extended hip and knee position. We're gonna lower our hips while bending at the knees until we reach a spot that feels comfortable to us. Not everybody is gonna squat low enough for the back of their hamstrings to touch their calves, okay? It's just not in the cards for everybody. If you can, great. If not, I want you to shoot for at least getting your upper legs parallel to the ground. A couple things we wanna look out for, no matter what kind of stance you use. We wanna avoid at all costs having the knees cave in. Even if it's just one knee, avoid that at all costs. Avoid having the heels pop up. And you know what? A lot of people are missing ankle mobility, myself included, because I had so many injuries during my rugby years. This ankle just doesn't want to move very well. So guess what? I have this hip externally rotated and it feels great. Some people might even feel better with one foot slightly in front of the other, okay? Again, there's no standard that you have to fit your body into. Find what works for you. And I encourage you to explore that a little bit. Explore your business, get to know your body well. So for me, I'm gonna start with a shoulder width stance a little bit wider. My toes are slightly pointed out. I'm gonna establish my neutral posture, and I'm actually gonna have my hands slightly out in front of my chest, probably about 6 inches for counterbalance. Some people prefer to have their arms out here in front, and I'll demonstrate both types. So, establish my neutral posture, my hips are extended. I'm gonna take in my belly breath. I'm gonna spread the floor with the feet while I push my butt back and lower my hips under control, keeping my shoulders up. Then I'm gonna drive through, okay? On the side, establish my neutral posture. I'm gonna have my hands set up. I'm gonna drive my butt back and down as I'm bending at the knees, spreading the floor with the feet, and come back up, okay? Even saw a little bit of my heel on this leg. I wasn't kidding you about that ankle. That sucker wants to pop up. So I have to modify it to fit my body well. Now let's say you want to do the overhead with the arms as well. That's a great counterbalance if it fits your body well. Find your squat position. You're going to spread the floor with the feet so you can create tension on the outside of the legs. You want to make sure that that knee stays over top of that foot. Allow yourself to sink down, establish that neutral posture, and maintain it, and drive all the way through. Now, let's say you can't go all the way to the ground. You need somewhere to start. I'm going to use a box for this, but you can also use any kind of stable platform. You can use a stair, you can use a desk chair, just make sure it's not the rolly kind. You can use a weight bench, you can use a number of things. Depending on your mobility and your comfort level with squats, you may want to start with a taller box or a lower box, whatever your platform may be. I'm just going to use a regular plyometric box. There's nothing crazy about this. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to center that corner between my feet. I'm going to back my heels up nice and close to this box. Here's the key thing with the box squat, guys. Don't let yourself just drop into it, okay? I want you to let yourself sink down under control so we can build that movement pattern and then drive through on the way up while still maintaining this posture. Find your squat stance, Establish your neutral posture, pull the shoulder blades back, taking your belly breath, spread the floor with the feet, lower the hips. Allow yourself to sit down as if you're putting about half your body weight on a scale, and then drive through your heels. You'll notice I sat down, I put a little bit of weight on that box. What I'm not trying to do is just touch it. Because when people just try to touch it, they naturally let their shoulders fall forward. And that's called a squat to box. And we're working on a box squat. I know, confusing, meathead jargon, right? So allow your hamstrings and your glutes to touch that box a little bit before you drive through. Avoid making the shoulders go too far forward when you sit back. You want to treat it just like you would with a regular squat and maintain those shoulders over top of your ankles the entire time as you drive through, okay? As you get used to this, you can either take away height, and if you don't have something adjustable like this, I just put something underneath the client or my own under the foot so that you're, in a sense, shrinking the box just by elevating the floor. It will help a ton. That is all I have for you on the bodyweight squat instructional. If you do have questions or comments, post them below in the YouTube video or hit me up at john@johnchacon.com or just check out our website and post any of the comments or shoot us an email if you have any questions. This has been John Chacon with your bodyweight squat instructional. Stronger every day. Peace.